Judgy McJudgerson, take one, hopefully. Welcome back, guys. This is Matt from Jackers Brewing Co. I'd like to thank you for stopping in again and checking in on us. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen that I've talked about two of the beers that I want to talk about today. I went into a little further detail on them each individually, but these are two beers that I sent off for competition. I got the scores back, the official score sheets. I'd like to pour the beer, discuss what was judged, how they came to that conclusion, and the final average score of this beer. I'm going to start off with the Prickly Pear Weisse. If you followed me and seen the original video on my Berliner Weisse, you'll have my individual thoughts on that particular beer. So, here goes. I went in under category 23, subcategory A. It was pegged by the first judge as astringent, estery, phenolic, sour, acidic. On the aroma, they got very light, a berry, cherry, raspberry, very light sour note. On appearance, they got bright pink nose, color, and clarity. Light head, very pale bubbles, very light doughy malt, no hop bitterness, fruitiness, dry, very light berry, raspberry, very light phenolic, and then very light sour. Mouthfeel, light on carbonation, medium tartness, and then overall impressions, interesting beer. The sourness and fruitiness are very nice, and then they interpret something as being smoky in this beer. Overall score was a 29 out of 50. Middle of the road for the stylistic accuracy. Looks like he dinged it for some flaws on the technical merits, and then the intangibles was right down the middle. So this is a different judge, same beer. On the left side, astringent, phenolic, and sour, and then he wrote to style off to the side of that. So for the aroma, pinkish red color. Assume that this fruit is probably raspberry, but there is no mention of fruit left on the tongue. Don't know why that would be an aroma. Appearance, not as carbonated as expected. Very clear, no significant head, somewhat effervescent, should be more so. And then flavor, acidity is a little flat, not quite enough. There's some phenolics. They're suspecting that there's some smoke malts in here, and they said that it's unusual. And then mouthfeel, very light body and style, needs more carbonation. And then overall impression, they weren't sure where the phenolics were coming from. Assumed it must be from the fruit, maybe the smoke, but it wasn't a pleasant beer to them. Accuracy, they put it a little closer to not in style. Technical merit, right down the middle. Intangibles, right down the middle. So they scored it 26 out of 50. So average score for this was 27.5. I guess really what was said wasn't too surprising. As you can see, didn't really have a head left for very long at all. Looks like it is a little lower on carbonation. That's kind of something that I've been fighting a little bit. I need to figure out some kind of better carbonation formula for my beers, especially if I want to continue to put them in for competition and review. But overall, I can't say that I'm necessarily upset with that score. I think the ding on the carbonation was definitely worth noting. I do think that I probably entered it on the wrong end for the competition, and I think that that's my fault. I didn't check with anybody where I really should put it. Probably should have put it with a fruited beer, but overall I cannot complain really at all about their critiquing it. This definitely should have been refined a little bit more. There were some mistakes that were made. Maybe I could have got the fruit to come across a little bit better had I not boiled it, but again, if you go back and look at the video for the Beligan Weisse comparison that I did on the 3 that I made, that was something that I mentioned there, and I believe it was something that I mentioned on the Instagram post too about it. But overall, I mean, I'm happy with the beer in general. I'm happy with the score. Could have been refined more. That's on me. So that's the Prickly Pear. Now we have the Dubbel or Dubbel Belgian. This one did a little bit better than I really thought that it would. There's not very many of these things sitting around the house. They went fairly quickly. But if you go back and look on the Instagram post, I kind of dived into it a little bit more about what was going on with this one. But here it is on video. And so let's see what the judges had to say about this one. Went in on category 26, subcategory B, Belgian Dubbel. The first sheet, they don't have anything on the left column. The first judge says malty, rich, but lacking in fruiting esters and complexity for the aroma. Appearance, they said clear and clarity are good, missing high carbonation. Flavor is malty, but very subdued. Esters missing the fruity complexity. Low hoppiness. Mouthfeel, medium to high body, needs more CO2. Alcohol warming in the background. Overall impressions, good beer, very clean, drinkable, needs more complexity, especially fruit esters. Stylistic accuracy, right down the middle. Technical merit, right down the middle. Intangibles, 1 tick away from wonderful. Score was 32.5 from that judge. Second judge says very clean aroma with just a hint of malt. Appearance, good color, just a single head. For flavor, they put sour metallic. Mouthfeel, astringent with some aftertaste. Overall impressions, good, just needs a little bit more aroma and fruit. 34.5 out of 50. Stylistic accuracy, right down the middle. Technical merit, right down the middle. Intangibles, right down the middle. So with both the scores added together, the average was 33.5. So as you can see, yeah, really no head, dissipated fairly quickly, really no carbonation in there. It is pretty clear and light looking. I mean, you can see some stuff through it. So for the Prickly Pear, with the average score of the 27.5, that puts it in the quote-unquote good category. With the Belgian Dubbel, 33.5, and that puts it in the quote-unquote very good category. With the Dubbel here, I think I know what directions that I definitely want to head to add that complexity that they're talking about. Both beers got dinged pretty good for low carbonation. That's been a pretty common theme for the last several brews that I've done. So I need to find a pretty good calculator or recalculate that stuff better. So all in all, I can't say that I was upset with either of the scores that it got. The Dubbel did better than I thought it would. I thought the Prickly Pear would have done a little bit better. Honestly, I kind of almost felt like both the scores were reversed. It's kind of what I was expecting to happen once they came back. But this is the first competition that I entered that wasn't an internal competition through Beer Club or my local brew shop, Hop and Grape. Occasionally they do some stuff like that. So outside of that, man, I really have to say that I'm happy with what I got. I know there's some improvements that I need to make, and I'm happy that you guys have joined me in this journey as I grow as a home brewer. Hopefully you're able to learn some stuff from me. I can learn some stuff from you. Maybe you get inspired by something that I've done and want to go off and make it your own. It should be cool. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. No, you do it.
No, you do it.
I think you would get enjoyment. I should cover up that. I don't know what to do here. Like, just wait